Hello chess lovers, Zoran here, and in this video I want to share with you a very sharp game played by Alexander Alekhine. His opponent is Boris Verlinsky, at the time one of the strongest players, and this game was played during their 1918 match, which Alekhine won confidently. He won all 6 games. In this game the future world chess champion had white pieces and he opened up with e4, to which Verlinsky answered with e5. d4, e takes d4, c3. Alekhine is going for Danish Gambit. A razor sharp opening where white sacrifices a pawn or two for the sake of quickly developing the pieces and organizing an attack. D takes c3, knight takes c3. Usually white is also offering the pawn on b2 as well. Bishop c4 is an alternative, but in the game we see knight takes c3, knight c6, bishop c4, d6. Other popular alternatives are bishop b4 or knight f6. In the game we see d6, knight f3, knight f6, queen b3, attacking the pawn on f7, queen d7, protecting the pawn, but at the same time black is blocking the light squared bishop's diagonal, making it hard to develop. There comes knight g5, putting further pressure on this vulnerable f7 square. Knight e5, bishop b5, c6, f4, counter-attacking black knight. Alekhine is playing very aggressively and he's not even thinking about retreating. C takes b5, f takes e5, f takes e5, bishop e3, bishop d6, and white munched the pawn on b5. Finally, at this point black castled kingside and we have rook d1, knight e8. All the time black is defending while white is intensifying the pressure, and this time we see castling kingside. And now down the d and f files white will put a very useful pressure. Queen e7, black decided to break up this pin, but this is not good and is losing. At this point it was very important to get rid of this knight and play h6. If knight f3, only then you can play queen c6. This is of course a better continuation for black. Instead we see queen e7, and now let's see what's the problem with it. Here Alekhine captured on d6, and after knight takes d6 this time played queen a3. So by playing queen e7, black stepped into another very ugly pin, right? Verlinsky protected it with rook d8 but left the pawn on f7 unprotected. Now rook takes f7 is also playable, but Alekhine chose knight takes f7. Bishop g4, in return black is counter-attacking white rook, is connecting his rooks, but there comes another heavy blow, rook takes d6. White is totally dominating the position and black is in trouble. Rook e8, already that was a free piece, right? Yes, white is materially leading. And already Verlinsky could resign, right? But luckily he kept on making moves, and now we will witness a very beautiful move. Bishop g5, Alekhine keeps on attacking, but playing quietly, like rook d2, I don't know, rook d5 is also possible, you have an extra piece. Bishop g5, queen c7, queen b3, some discovered checks may follow on this diagonal. The queen is very aggressive, although queen b3 is not that strong. Knight h6 is winning faster. If g takes h6, only then you can announce a check, and then bishop f6. If the game is over, black should give up his queen. In the game we see queen b3, bishop e2. Black is hopelessly trying to create a counterplay, but there is none. There comes knight takes e5, discovered check, king h8, rook c1, attacking a black queen. But instead of thinking about moving it away, Verlinsky sacrificed it and played rook f8. So the queen is now untouchable because of the back rank weakness. You can get checkmated. And it was in here that Alekhine made a devastating move, which I am sure you will enjoy a lot. Please pause the video and try to find his next move. Ready? Now look, at this point you can even play a quiet move like h3, or I don't know, knight g6 check followed by queen h3, queen e6. These moves are also allowing white to keep the advantage. But the move which guarantees a decisive victory, a very confident one, is Queen d1. So in return to Verlinsky's queen sacrifice, Alekhine is sacrificing his queen. Now already Rook takes c7 is the threat because the first rank is securely covered, or I don't know, you can play queen takes e2. So, for example, now if black captures on d1, then already rook takes c7 is playable because the bishop is lured away and there is no checkmate. To queen d1, Verlinsky answered with queen a5 and the bishop on e2 also dropped. In return, black won white knight but resigned after rook d5. The dust has settled. White has an extra bishop, a pawn, that's why finally at this point Verlinsky resigned. A very sharp game by Alexander Alekhine, which I hope that you enjoyed greatly. This queen d1 is just marvelous, and once again let it appear on the board. In the end, a chess puzzle for you where the task is to win with the white pieces. As usual, we'll wait for your answer in the comment section. Feel free to check out my early uploads as well. We'll see you in my next video. Take care.